Lady Tigers set to do battle with Freed Hardeman and the Lions here today. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly courtside as we've worked through some technical difficulties here to start. Let's blame the weather, Benji Kelly.
Exactly. It's cold.
I walked in and I thought to myself, you walk in, you can see kind of the entrance of the football stadium on the other side. And I thought, thankfully, it's not a football game day. I know Jake Russell and his bunch would probably welcome that at this time, but man, 3 degrees this morning maybe or something like that. Single digits here in Campbellsville.
Single digits. Actually, a couple places I think we're below 0, if I'm not mistaken. But you remember the COVID year. You're talking about football. The COVID year, we actually played in the spring, and it was cold a few times.
It was a cold trip in. I know it's been an eventful trip for Freed Hardeman. Bethel was here on Thursday. Freed Hardeman, they were just up the road in Columbia at Lindsey Wilson College. Thankfully, they didn't have to go far to get here to Campbellsville. Coach Josh Epperson brings his 22nd ranked Freed Hardeman Lions team into the Powell Center off an upset loss to Lindsey Wilson College. We were kind of monitoring that throughout our broadcast on Thursday a bit once we checked that score the first time, and a bit surprising. It was a double-digit Lindsey Wilson lead. John Wethington's team has been playing well. We did, learn that Kaylee Odom is dinged and out for Freed Hardeman. Certainly that changes Coach Epperson's team. She's a terrific young player after missing all year last year. We've seen the struggles of our men's program with injuries, and that's the last thing you want to see. We'll see if Freed Hardeman can kind of rally the troops here today for the Lady Tigers, the third-ranked team in the country. They're trying to hold serve here at home.
Absolutely. It would be much different, if you go 0-2 and then you got that long ride back home. So that Freed Hardeman is going to come. They're going to bring their A game today. It's unfortunate that Kaylee Oldham, I believe she's suffering a concussion, so she's out. She averages 10 points a game in 20 minutes of play, so that's a big spot to fill that Coach Epperson has. But he'll have his team ready. This Freed Hardeman team, the last time we played them, they knocked us out in the semifinals of the Mid-South Conference Tournament. So they've had success against us in the past, and this should be an extremely good game here this afternoon.
They play hard, and they play really good defense, Benji. They are averaging defensively, they give up just 47 points per basketball game. Now, at times, offense can be a bit hard to come by, but when you can play such good defense, it gives you chances, and that's what they've been able to do. 47 points through 18 games, rather impressive. And even on Thursday against Lindsey Wilson College, they held the Blue Raiders into that 60 range. I think the final score of that game was 67-57. So, again, you didn't let them just blister the nets by any stretch. It'll be interesting to see here today how they fare against a Campbellsville University team, Benji, that one of their strengths. Bailey Pettigo and I are going to have a chat come Lady Tigers coming through again.
Well, it worked the other day. They got the victory.
That's true. So I guess if they keep winning, we'll let sleeping dogs lie.
That's right.
Bailey did that on Thursday, and I said I was gonna get her. But
we may have to put the ball rack right there in front
to block it up, a little barrier. But nonetheless, as I was saying, Freed Hardeman really good defensively.
Yes.
The Lady Tigers, the second best team in the country in points, scoring points, 93.3 points per basketball game, trailing only Rio Grande. So this is kind of the irresistible force meets the immovable object, so to speak. What strength can win out? And you feel like for Freed Hardeman without Kaylee Odom, this game does have to be in that 60 range, because if Campbellsville can get up into the 70s and 80s, it might be difficult to keep pace.
Well, it will, because they're probably not used to playing at that level. Obviously, keeping the teams to 47 points. I mean, that's almost 10, 11 points per quarter. So you're really talking about 4 or 5 field goals, especially when you throw free throws in there. So they're a very strong defensive team. They're going to get after it. They turn their opponents over quite often, so Campbellsville needs to take care of the ball. But not only that, you got to rebound. I mean, that's the key, I think, here, keeping them off the boards and allowing those, or stop allowing those extra opportunities. We saw that especially in the men's game the other night. We gave up a lot of offensive boards, but we were able to negate that with how we shot the ball from 3. So once again, this is a 3 versus 22. This is a postseason type game right here for both of these programs, and this Freed Hardeman bunch wants to get a victory here today, because that drive all the way back down to Tennessee is a lot easier when you walk away with a W.
Freed Hardeman's first game this season against a team ranked inside the top 25. They are 2-2 in ball games against teams in the receiving votes category of the NAIA poll. We'll step away, take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and continue our pregame coverage. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. Welcome back inside the Powell Athletic Center. Matt Payton and the former Tiger Benji Kelly with you today for Mid-South Conference doubleheader action. The Lady Tigers and Lions get us started here today in the frigid temperatures in Campbellsville, Kentucky. The Lady Tigers and Freed Hardeman meeting for the 18th time all-time. Benji Kelly, Campbellsville leads the series 12-5. Campbellsville swept the home and home going back to the 93-94 season. And right, if I'll move my head out of the way, you get a shot right over my shoulder there. That is legendary head coach Donna Weiss, 661 wins in her tenure. Her name rests on the floor here at the Powell Athletic Center. She would have been on the sideline for those games back in the 93-94
I remember
season.
Those games.
And
that's when I was in school here.
So, you fast forward all these years later, it's the first ones are kind of neat. You get those first matchups against Freed Hardeman, and who would know then that these two teams would go on to have some classic battles in the national tournament, and now in the same conference in the Mid-South. 5 times they've met in the national tournament. Campbellsville has won 3 of the 5. Perhaps the most famous meeting, at least the one that we talk about the most here at Campbellsville, is the iconic photo for us of Lindsey Bird. She's got the fingers in the air after hitting 2 free throws, and God love Lindsey, she kind of completely spaced on the fact that the game really wasn't over. She had to play at least one possession of defense, and they were yelling at her.
13 seconds, wasn't it?
Well, and I think it was a little less than that after she hit that save, after the time she got fouled. The rub was, though, Lindsey was the last person on the floor that was supposed to catch the inbounds pass. I think Ginger had that drawn up for just about everybody else, and Lindsey was the last option. And credit to Coach Dale Neal's club and Freed Hardeman, but Lindsey was the one that popped, and I think Campbellsville fans are like, oh boy.
Here we go.
The National Player of the Year went to the line, and she sank a pair of big free throws, and credit to her. Actually, she would be the National Player of the Year the following season. But Campbellsville won that game, advanced to their first national championship game, and they would ultimately fall to Oklahoma City. They won again in the 2017 matchup in the quarterfinals to advance to their second Fab Four. And then to Freed Hardeman's credit, last season they kicked Campbellsville out of the Mid-South Conference tournament in the semifinals, knocking out Campbellsville University, and they would go on to win the Mid-South Conference tournament for the first time, I do believe, as they joined from the American Midwest Conference a few years back. And anyway, so we have seen some big-time battles, some knockdown dragouts. One that we didn't mention, you go back to the Mary Beth Bowler and Whitney Ballinger game in Jackson, Tennessee. I
remember that game.
Or was that in Frankfurt? I think it was in Jackson, Tennessee.
It was in
Jackson. Years ago.
Yep.
So there have been some real classics between 2 of the best programs in the NAI.
Well, you're right, and I expect nothing else here this afternoon. It's going to be another great matchup. Once again, it's unfortunate that Kaylee Oldham's not going to be able to play. Those are big minutes and big spot to fill for Coach Epperson and his team, but you know that he's going to have them ready. You know Campbellsville's going to be ready. One of the most prepared teams I've ever seen is Miranda Denny breaking down film and knowing tendencies and knowing the various different plays, and they will have their teams ready. So it's going to be another epic battle here this afternoon, and it looks like a good crowd's already assembling. They're getting out of their homes, braving the cold weather to come see some great basketball here in the Powell.
You can't keep a bunch of Lady Tiger fans shut in, and Freed Hardeman has traveled pretty well themselves. If you look back behind their bench behind us, they've got a pretty good showing here in the Powell Center as well. Campbellsville, thanks to the Lindsey Wilson College win over Freed Hardeman on Thursday, finds themselves atop the Mid-South Conference all by themselves. And we had, I guess in some ways, you kind of hope Freed Hardeman comes in here and you get the 2 undefeateds going at it. It always makes for some pretty intense and fun basketball. It was not to be the case, but here today for Freed Hardeman, a victory puts them right back atop the league, as they would have a tiebreaker over Campbellsville and the Lady Tigers in terms of a head-to-head scenario. Also,
aren't we 3-0 in the conference?
We should be 3-0. That may not have updated, or perhaps I didn't. No, I should have. It updated because Freed Hardeman and Cumberland's have their games in there. So anyway, it would kind of go a three-way tie should Freed Hardeman win today. And a worst-case scenario for Lady Tiger fans is the 2 teams will head off the bench or head off the floor over to their respective bench areas, and we'll get set for our opening prayer and national anthem here in about 15 to 20 seconds. Again, Campbellsville comes into play averaging 93 points per basketball game. Freed Hardeman at about 66 points per game, but they only give up 47. So that's going to be something that we'll monitor throughout the day. Campbellsville shoots at 53% from the field. The Freed Hardeman Lady Lions at 44% from the floor. And Campbellsville, one of the best three-point shooting teams in the nation, 44% from deep for the Lady Tigers. Freed Hardeman at 33.8% from long range. Campbellsville, a terrific rebounding team as well. At 40 boards tonight, Freed Hardeman about 36. As coaches ran into the camera, Benji, that's a sign. We're going to get out of here.
It's time to go.
And get ready for our opening prayer national anthem. We'll step away. We'll come back, bring you starting lineups. You're following the Campbellsville Lady Tigers on the CU Sports Network. Starting lineups being announced here at the Powell Athletic Center. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly with you this afternoon for this Mid-South Conference twin bill between Campbellsville and Freed Hardeman. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the third-ranked Lady Tigers. Ginger High Colvin in her 17th season, 462 wins on the ledger. 6 times a Mid-South Conference Coach of the Year award winner, assisted by former Lady Tiger Miranda Denny and Brett Sow. They will run out the usual suspects. Bailey Pettigo, 5'9", the graduate guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Lauren Lee, 5'7", a junior guard from Liberty, Kentucky. Maddie Boyle, 5'6". She's a senior guard from Milledgeville, Kentucky. For the 138th time, notching a mark here today, setting a record or tying a record. Courtney Pritchett, 5'8", a graduate forward from Byrdstown, Tennessee. And in the middle for Campbellsville University and the Lady Tigers, it's Kit Kat. Caitlin Wilkes, 6'2", the graduate forward from Stanford, Kentucky. As I mentioned, Courtney Pritchett, she ties Mackenzie Lee here today for the most games played all time for the Campbellsville University Lady Tigers at 138. Benji, she has started all 138 of them. Impressive stuff for Courtney Pritchett. For Freed Hardeman here today, coached by Josh Epperson in his 4th season, assisted by Abby Stutz, who's the younger sister of Freed Hardeman men's coach Drew Stutz. We'll see him later today. KJ White, 5'7", she's a 5th-year guard from Trenton, Tennessee. Kalia Fleming Eckerly, 5'7", a senior guard from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Rachel Satterley, 5'6", sophomore guard from just up the road in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Reagan Purvine, 5'7", a 5th-year guard from Dixon, Tennessee. And rounding out the 5 for the Lions is Ellie Chumley, 5'10", a sophomore forward from Manchester, Tennessee. The Lady Tigers win the tap as Wilkes swats it back to her teammates. And Campbellsville on the home whites with Campbellsville across the chest in script lettering. Maroon numerals and letters for CU. They've got it going right to left here in the first half of play. Pettigo drives in and kicks out. This is Wilkes holding it. And now Pritchett will work around the screen. She'll take the 3. That is a no good, just off to the left. And pulling in the rebound is Fleming. We'll go with Fleming today. She must have gotten married perhaps, or just changing the name in the offseason. She had been Leah Fleming. Added the Eckerly with a hyphen. Fleming here today, left to right for the Lions as they get to work on the offensive end for the first time, and that is going to be A walk called, and Ellie Chumley just shuffled the feet.
Yeah, it's good defense there by the Lady Tigers, trapping there in the corner, and as a result, committed the turnover. So good start defensively for the Lady Tiger team.
Campbellsville back to work. We've played about 50 seconds here as Pettigo holds it on the right wing. Pettigo works and will dribble handoff here to Lauren Lee. Stops and now accelerates. Lee going to throw one up in the paint. That is no good. She finished 3 of those and 1 deals on Thursday. One of them as impressive as you'll ever see, and we get a foul here.
Wasn't that ever? We both, I think, at the exact same time said, you've got to be kidding me.
First on Purvine, first on the Lions. Baseline out of bounds here for the Lady Tigers. Pritchett dribbles towards Boyle. Backdoor cut for Lee, not there. Now Pettigo collects it out front. 2 defenders. Pettigo has to give it up. Lee wants the entry, not there. Lee again, back from Pettigo, 8 to shoot. Pettigo pressured and throws it away. She wanted Wilkes. Nice job by White to flash and force Pettigo to make an errant pass, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, this is one thing. White kind of came out, and I don't think Bailey was expecting that, and hurry up the pass down low to Caitlin, and it just went out of bounds.
Back and forth for Freed Hardeman. They work it ahead and break that 10-second count. White between the circles, goes left side to Satterley. Hounded by Boyle, gives it up. Here is Purvine, gets around Lee and kicks into the corner. Fleming wants to drive out top. Now White again, holds with 5 to shoot. White working, spinning, kicks into the middle. Chumley throws it out, and Fleming really had no shot. That's maybe as easy a block as you'll ever see. That should have been a shot clock violation, and they now tap the head to signal Lady Tiger basketball. Nice job by Lee to close out. Chumley's best chance there, Benji, was to throw something up from the block.
Yeah. And I don't think she may not have realized how much time was left on the clock. She was wide open down there, but good defense, good closeout by Lauren Lee to create that shot clock violation.
Pettigo working out front. Still looking for our first points here as Campbellsville leads Campbellsville and Freed Hardeman have played 2 minutes. Wilkes inside is fouled, and we might get those points right here as Wilkes will take a trip to the free throw line. Chumley picks up the foul. We might say here that might Chumley may owe Fleming a scan at the calf after that, because Fleming took that gnarly little block, but Chumley left her in a bad spot there. The foul on Chumley sends Wilkes to the line. Free throw on the way is good. Campbellsville with a 1-point advantage. We've played 2 minutes and 4 seconds here. And the second free throw off the mark, so a 1-point lead it is for Campbellsville University. Back the other side, White finds Chumley, and Pettigo with the steal. Pettigo got a hand on it. She brings Campbellsville back the other way. Freed gives chase. Now Pettigo circles back. Pritchett out front. Lauren Lee will now set up Campbellsville offensively. 2.5 minutes gone by. Pritchett wants to drive at Purvine. Shot up. She'll stick it off the iron. And Courtney Pritchett will take a trip to the free throw line here.
Yeah, great move offensively there by Courtney. Just got it up there on the glass, and as a result, it goes in, and opportunity for a 3-point play.
She signaled 32. 32 was the Campbellsville player that shot it. They're going to change the foul to 15. I think she looked at Courtney, who made the shot, who was 32. So that's going to be 2 on Purvine. And that may be the issue that Coach Epperson most unhappy with after all that.
Yeah, Odom's out.
So yeah, definitely not Odom. And Coach Epperson still having a discussion, trying to figure out exactly what happened. So after the miscommunication to some degree, Freed Hardeman back the other way, trailing by 4. White looking and kicks out Chumley. Now Satterley. She had a terrific freshman year, did Rachel Satterley. And this ball back tapped by Maddie Boyle. Benji Kelly the closest
I was ready
to it. The table intercepted the pass and it went out of play. So with 13 on the shot clock, Satterley will inbound as Chumley, and Chumley will catch and patiently wait out on the right wing. Satterley had some space, couldn't shoot it. New player into the game here. Finds Satterley. 3 on the way is good for Rachel Satterley. That's Kelsey Bender, 5'10 junior forward from Fairview, Tennessee. She checked in for Pervine. And it's a 4-3 basketball game. This pace thus far, Benji, is exactly what Freed Hardeman wants.
Absolutely. You're making sure that Campbellsville works on the offensive end, but also working them on the defensive end as well.
Pritchett thought about that 3 off the screen there as the defender sagged down. Not there. Now Boyle catches, working against Fleming. She's bumped. No call. Lee inside. Wilkes catches. Back out. Wide open. 3 on the way. That is going to be off the mark, short. Lee knew it, but it came out to Pritchett. She gathers 3. Bang! Courtney Swish it with an Edward Jones 3, and she's got 6 of the 7 for CU.
Yeah, just a great offensive board there for Campbellsville. And
Satterley almost misplayed that, able to grab it before it went into the backcourt. And Pettigo going to be called a body check here. 6:02 to play in the first quarter. Campbellsville picking up their first foul of the basketball game. Here comes Brooklyn Couch, 5'6" sophomore guard from Baxter, Tennessee. That may be a typo. That may be Crouch. Benji, I don't want to mislead you here. Driving, that's a nice move down the inline for Bender. Kind of lulled Campbellsville to sleep, thinking she was going to work that back out.
Yeah, it was like a heads-up play there. Campbellsville kind of fell asleep, and she took advantage of it. Nice reverse layup.
Pettigo, now Lee on the right side. Boyle holds it, defended here by Crouch. It is Crouch, right wing. Pritchett, now Lee got hit in the nose. She's okay. Pritchett, entry to Wilkes, out. Pritchett going to drive, looking, needs some help. Lee, jumper just beyond the free throw line, no good. Rebound taken in by KJ White. And here comes Freed Hardeman back to the offensive end. They trail by 2. Right side, Satterley works around Lee, and now inside, Pettigo's going to pick up her second as Chumley able to find a little room to get that shot up and through. Ellie Chumley will go to the free throw line here, and the Campbellsville University Lady Tigers will go to their bench here 4 minutes and 44 seconds in. You're going to get multiple changes. Pettigo will check in. Pettigo will check out, Wilkes will check out, and Pritchett will check out. Tied at 7. The Lady Tigers send Whitney Hay, 6-foot redshirt sophomore forward from Eastview, Kentucky, in. Tyra Flowers, 5'10 sophomore forward from Winchester, Kentucky. And Kayla Luby, 6'2", the graduate forward from D, Nebraska. This shot well off the mark, so we remain tied. Freed Hardeman has yet to lead in this basketball game. Right side, Flowers holds. So the 3 subs join Lee and Boyle on the court. Boyle working around all kinds of traffic in there. Satterley nearly knocks it away. Now they go to Hay. Hay on the drive, working against Bender. Little up and under. Nice shot by Whitney Hay, goes through, and Campbellsville regains the lead, 9-7.
Yeah, good, strong up and under move by Whitney Hay. We've seen that a few times this year, and good penetration there by Whitney.
Out top is Crouch. She'll work left side of the lane. Back out top to White, nearly knocked away by Lee, stays with it. Satterley can't shoot, lost the handle, picked up by Chumley. She's in a pickle, and she's going to have to take a timeout. Chumley found herself. That's about as bad a spot you can be between Flowers and Luby.
In the corner.
With the corner there defending. Claus could have made that a little worse. He was in the area as well. This comes to brings us to a media stoppage with 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Campbellsville with a 9-7 lead. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. Nine to 7, the Campbellsville University Lady Tigers, the third-ranked team in the country, leading number 22, Freed Hardeman here at the pound. There's Courtney Pritchett hitting that Edward Jones 3. We talk about this often, Benji, and Pritchett is capable of doing whatever you need her to do on a given night. She did not score a point. She has 1,200 points in her career, over 1,200 points in her career. Did not score a point on Thursday.
Yep.
And here in this game, she had the first 2 field goals, 6 of the first 7 points for the Lady Tigers. It's just game to game as to what she needs to do, what they need from her, and she usually delivers. Here is a three from Bender as the shot clock winds down, and Freed Hardeman has their first lead of the day as Bender sinks one at the right wing.
Well, this Freed Hardeman team, they're making Campbellsville play defense for a full 30 seconds. We've seen that a couple times, and the dagger right there with that three-pointer.
Flowers going to work at Chumley. She'll kick it. That ball's intercepted by White. White back the other way. She'll slow down at midcourt. Bertram flies in. Bert checking in a moment ago. 5'6" junior guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. White gets inside. Ball going to be wrestled away here as White was looking for Bender. Luby tied it up. Freed Hardeman will maintain the possession.
Good job by Kayla there, because Freed Hardeman was wide open there on the block, and it was just good defense coming back to get in there and create that jump ball.
And lob it out to Chumley. White holds. Inside. Pass was too far for Bender, but it was deflected, and able to grab it was Crouch. Shot miss. Bender going to go back up. Reverse won't stick. Flowers knocked to the ground, and I believe she last touched it as Lee could not chase it down. So Freed Hardeman, multiple chances on this trip.
And the ball, I guess, was last touched by Flowers.
Yeah.
Out of bounds, so a shot clock resets to 20. So extra opportunities for this Freed Hardeman team.
This certainly plays into the pacing
It
that
does.
they want.
Yeah,
You limit
absolutely.
the Lady Tiger possessions. Here Satterley off that screen. That is going to be well off the mark. May have rushed it. Back the other way comes Hay. Hay, right side. Leaves it out with Bertram. Bert thought about it, wouldn't pull the trigger. Now bounces. Luby holds, waits. Flowers at the left wing, off the screen. They switch. Bertram with the entry now. Luby quickly to work, and one for Kayla Luby. She gets that right over the top of Kelsey Bender. Bender will be assessed the personal, and Luby will go to the free throw line 4 on the Lions as a team.
Boy, she's so strong down low, and we've always talked about the angle of her shot. It barely just gets up above the rim, but it's so effective as she finishes the three-point play there. But just a great – I think she's improved from last year, Matt, just the effectiveness down low. I really do.
Long pass across to Satterley. Luby continues to play terrific basketball. Campbellsville back on top by 2, 12-10. Driving his Crouch, free throw line. Little jumper just inside of it, almost a floater. No good. Bender couldn't handle the rebound as she and Luby were in there beating and banging on one another. Ball went out of play. Campbellsville will come back the other direction now. Luby, we may have coined the phrase with Bailey in terms of she scored, but they don't grade them type of thing. And
right.
Then with Luby, it furthered that. It is effective. However, at times unorthodox it may be. And here is a foul that will go against Freed Hardeman and Crouch. She reached in and got a piece of Lauren Lee there. So that will be the first on Crouch. 5 on Freed Hardeman. The Lady Tigers will shoot free throws the rest of this first quarter. Lee at the line here. This will bring Elena Stiles into the lineup, 6'1" redshirt freshman forward from Cookeville, Tennessee. And for Campbellsville, we'll get a change in a moment as well. Lee at the line here, Benji, and the valedictorian hits the first. 75% on the season is Lee. 12th Region Player of the Year a few years back. Mid-South Conference first teamer 2 years ago, second team last year. This free throw is good as well. So Lee gets a pair. Maddie Nally will check in for the first time. 6'2" junior forward from Louisville, Kentucky. So Campbellsville has that second grouping on the court here. White, the long pass to Satterley, nearly walked. Satterley needs help. She goes down, steps called as Hay and Nally were there for Campbellsville. Satterley pats her own chest there as if to say, my bad.
Well, when you pick your ball, the dribble up right there amongst the tall timber, it's a tall feat to try to get the pass, and she owned it. It was her fault, as she said.
Nally holds it. Working inside was Flowers, not there. Luby to Bertram off the screen, can't shoot it. Now Nally wants an entry to Luby. That's not there. 12 to shoot. Burt holds. Campbellsville going to have to find something. Hay going to drive in. She looked for Luby, and that ball may have been – was that a pass or did they knock it away?
Tapped out.
I thought maybe she was trying to bounce to Luby, but it was deflected by Freed Hardeman, and with 6 on the shot clock, Campbellsville will make a change here. Quickly sprinting in is Maddie Boyle. Elizabeth Bertram will check out. She'll stay right here at the first chair. We're going to return here to the inbounder perhaps, Benji?
Yep.
They'll throw it in. Luby towards the rim, catches, can't finish. And Bender, the shot. Very good look for Campbellsville. Long pass from Crouch. She has got Styles, and a quick whistle here is Flowers, I believe, going to be called for the foul before Styles could shoot that. So 3 on Campbellsville as a team. Satterley surveys, has a wide open teammate in the corner. That was Fleming, and the 3 good for Fleming, and Freed Hardeman back to within a point.
Yeah, it's just Campbellsville falling asleep there. Good court awareness by Freed to find her in the open corner.
Driving in, hey, she'll step through, and, well, steps called. I think Whitney thought there was some contact, perhaps, Benji, and there was a bit, but no call. Flowers will check out. Boyle will check out, and Sarah Sutton in for CU as Bertram returns to the lineup. Sutton, 5'10", the senior forward from Scottsville, Kentucky. Had 8 on Saturday, and she's starting to look like that young lady that we were accustomed to seeing a few years back. Sutton right there screaming at her teammates to match up defensively, and somebody a little late as Crouch hits the 3, and the 3 ball for Freed Hardeman, not necessarily a strength, but they've hit several here early. They lead it
4 of 6 already.
Hay has it knocked away. I think she wanted to throw that to Luby. Did Nally maybe get into the area? Bender catches here. She'll go up in some traffic, and that shot is good for Bender inside, and it's an 18-14 ball game. Freed Hardeman the advantage. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter. Bertram holds right wing. Nally left side to Sutton. Out top is Hay. Hay behind the back, working against Crouch. Now matched up on Bender. Gets around her. Shot is, I don't know how that's not something. Hay spills to the ground. Less than 40 seconds to play in the period. That is Fleming, throws up a shot. Little runner, no good. 33 seconds left. First quarter. Hay crosses the timeline. Sutton holds. Left side, this is Whitney Hay. Off the screen. They bounce, and it's stolen. Turnover on the Lady Tigers. Crouch quickly to the other end. Campbellsville trying to run her down. They can't do it. A bucket for Freed Hardeman. They lead by 6 here, Benji, with less than 10 seconds now. Campbellsville try to get one final look. Hay working right at Crouch. Gets around her. Little finger roll scoop shot is no good, but she draws the foul. Crouch picks up her second. 2 shots coming here for Whitney Hay. Carissa Curtis checked in a moment ago, 5'8", sophomore guard from Chapel Hill, Tennessee. So we're going to get a slew of changes for CU here. Pritchett, Boyle, and Wilkes back in. Hay. 2 free throw tosses. The first one short off the front of the iron. Deep breath here for Whitney Hay. She really got pounded on that previous trip. They came back and got the foul this go around. And the second free throw good. So with 1.7, Lauren Lee will check in. They ran a little time off the clock there. They'll put that back to 1.7 here. We'll see what Coach Epperson and company do.
Yeah, the key thing is here, don't give a good look. I mean, there's 1.7 you probably got to catch in 1-2 dribbles max, and you don't want to create a foul, although you do have a foul to give, so it may not be a bad thing to create a foul here, but Freed Hardeman, they've got a play that they could run to get a shot off.
Trouble getting the clock to the appropriate amount of time here. They need 1.7. Not cooperating. That's twice. It went to 105, now 10.5. It was 1.7 when Hay was at the line. There's an old joke to be told. How many does it take?
There's too many buttons on there for me.
Well, there's several. Now they've got it at 1.5, but now it was 1.7.
That was 1.7, yeah.
They'll throw it in. Crouch kind of mishandled it. She wanted to turn there. Crouch didn't quite. That's one she tried to turn before she caught it, and does Campbellsville a slight favor as the buzzer will sound to conclude the end of the first quarter. Campbellsville with a 5-point advantage here heading to Campbellsville with a 5-point deficit heading to the second quarter of play. 20-15 the Lions lead. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. To 15 the score. Campbellsville trails Freed Hardeman.
We look here in this first quarter, Matt. It's being played at that pace that Freed Hardeman wants. Campbellsville shooting 40% from the field, but Freed Hardeman, man, they're shooting 8 of 14, 57.1%. So that's one of the reasons why they're up 5 points right now.
Pritchett out front. Lee. Nally holds. Nally. Couple of dribbles. She'll hand it off to Boyle, who is yet to have a shot attempt here. Boyle going to drive, as I say that, too strong. They've done a nice job on Boyle. It has been Fleming that has defended Boyle most of the time. White out front, bounces right side. That is Fleming, back to White. She'll drive in, left side of the lane, stops in the middle, and a floater for KJ White is good. 22-15 the score. Campbellsville trails by 7. Credit to Freed Hardeman. They have been really in tune to the game plan, what they want to do early. Boyle drives again, and she is bumped and fouled by Chumley.
It's 2 on Chumley. Maddie Boyle, a chance to go to the free throw line here, as you said. I don't know if I've seen her go a quarter and not get a shot attempt. But
I sent out a thing on X earlier, and
I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. If you call it Twitter, they know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you call it X, they might not.
Well,
Boyle
exactly.
hits the first free throw. But Boyle on Thursday broke a tie with former Lady Tiger Emily Fox for, I believe, we can't confirm this. We'd have to go back and double-check a few things under Coach Wise. Really, Sarah Higdon-Thurmond and Jody Criswell would be the two that you desperately need to check. But for most consecutive games with a made three-point basket, Fox was at 36. Boyle the other day connecting on one in her 37th straight game. Lee, some contact here. She is fouled by Satterley. That one I felt like could have gone either way. Satterley assessed the personal. First on her, 2 on Freed Hardeman as a team, and this will bring Purvine back in, who has 2 fouls. But both of them playing at Lincoln County High School. Fox a few years back, of course. Boyle wrapping up her career. Lee has Boyle off the baseline pass. She gets the bucket, the bounce for Lauren Lee.
Yeah, nice entry pass there.
3-point game here. Campbellsville trails. Fleming off to White. She'll drive in and kick. Tight roping the sideline and unable to keep it in play was Purvine. She caught it, but I'm going to guess she had a sneaker on the line.
Yeah, and once again, that's just good defense by Campbellsville, creating the pressure on the penetration there and the quick pass to the corner. Just kind of created some havoc and sped things up, and Freed Hardeman stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
Campbellsville will set it up here. They could tie it with an Edward Jones payout. Boyle wanted Wilkes. They reach in and tie her up, and I believe that's going to go to Freed Hardeman. So Freed will get it back as Boyle was in the middle and tied up by a pair of Lions.
I tell you, I've been impressed by Freed's defense, just how succinct they are and very, very effective in team defense and communication. So Campbellsville's got their work cut out for them here this afternoon.
Here's White driving in, leaves that with Bender. Now back to the other side. Fleming, two Lady Tigers there. She'll feed into the middle. That's Bender. Pritchett and Nally there. Pritchett got a hand on it. And we'll go back to the double thumbs here.
Yeah, two good possessions there for Freed and Campbellsville on the defensive end. Two jump balls. So Campbellsville with an opportunity here, Matt, again to cut into this 3-point lead with a bucket or tie it with a 3.
Left side. Boyle, Pritchett, inline Nally. Entry and across the lane. Wilkes finds Lee. Lauren Lee gets the deuce and Kit Kat the dime.
Well, that's just good. Once again, court awareness by Caitlin Wilkes, and Lauren noticed that her defender sags off of her, so she penetrated right to the middle, and Caitlin found her.
Campbellsville trails by a single digit here, 22-21. Inside, they have got Bender. She'll go reverse again. That's a tough shot. No good. Wilkes the rebound. Here comes Pritchett. Pritchett, right wing, slows down, and now Lee, midcourt in the logo, will hand it to Boyle. Just over 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Lee, they want Wilkes down there. Can't get it to her yet. Now Boyle, she'll get it inside. Wilkes going to go to work. Up with the left hand. Too strong. Rebound. Grabbed by Bender. Nally tried to lock it up. Couldn't. Here comes White. White in the middle. Circles back. They had an open teammate in the corner. That's Purvine. They missed her initially. Purvine then gets it. Shot no good. Kicking it out is Bender. Satterley works. Stop. And back out to White. Right wing. Here's Fleming. Deflected by Nally. The 6'2 Nally gets out there and erases one. Lee ahead. Boyle off the window. The Lady Tigers up by 1. Coach Epperson wants a timeout. It's Campbellsville on a bit of a run here, Benji. I believe they scored 8 of the last 10 in this basketball game, and they lead it by 1 point. A timeout becomes a media stoppage. 6:28 to play in the half. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. 6 minutes, 28 seconds to play in the first half. Matt Payton and the former Tiger, Benji Kelly, here. And these Lady Tigers starting to find some rhythm here offensively, Benji. Early, they got going a bit, Courtney Pritchett and some different things here. The last few possessions, the guard play, Boyle, Lee, and how about Caitlin Wilkes making a few nice passes for Campbellsville.
Yeah, nice passes. And then on that last possession there, Maddie Nolly with the block, stayed with it, was able to get it up to Lauren Lee and cutting Maddie Boyle. So good defense to offense and fast break transition there.
Out front is Crouch. Crouch, the sophomore, spent time at UT Chattanooga before making her way to Freed Hardeman. 11 to shoot. Crouch just inside the free throw line, too strong off the glass. Courtney Pritchett back the other way. Lee stops, lost the handle there as there was some contact between she and Satterley. Lee nearly got a hand on that. Was there a slick spot, or did the contact throw her off?
I think it was a slick spot. That was a walk.
And White going to be called on a shuffle there for KJ White. So the two teams trade turnovers, and they did go down and wipe that up. Lauren Lee going to lace up the sneaker here. Maddie Boyle will pitch it into her in just a moment.
Well, you were talking right before you went to the break, Matt. Campbellsville gave up that first 2 points there to start the second quarter. And then they've gone on an 8-0 run.
Bertram going to check back in a moment. Not before Boyle drives and throws one in off the window. One-on-one, Maddie Boyle continues to play spectacular ball.
She does. Right now, Matt, in my opinion, she's probably the best player in the conference right now, 3 or 4 games in, just the way she's playing.
Out right side is White. She walked again. It's just a quick hop. Yeah, it's a quick hop. She's got to deck that at least once to get away with that move.
Well, we saw that the other night with Bethel. It was one of their players that had that little hop step when they catch
Bryant,
the ball.
The little guard, number 50. She just liked to catch it and hop a bit.
And what you said, like you said, one thing that you can do is just one dribble, but when you do that, that allows the defense, an opportunity to close out before the shot goes up. So.
And all that is really is a timing thing.
It's a timing thing.
It's all timing. You just got to figure out another way to do it. Out top, Wilkes has it. Bender closes in. Wanted Boyle on the cut, not there. 15 to shoot. Closing in on the midway mark, second quarter. Lee stops and then starts again. Nice defense by White. Got a piece of that. KJ White back the other way. Purvine going to come across right side. Crouch won't shoot it. She's tied up. She dribbles right in to Bertram. Nice job by Burt. Crouch had to stop a step earlier there, and Crouch up a little gimpy, and it did look funny when she hit Bertram. She may have locked that left leg out a bit, hyperextended it.
Well, good job by Elizabeth Bertram there, just to kind of hold her ground.
So the arrow will keep it with Freed Hardeman here. KJ White gets a hand back. 3 on the way. That one is no good. Short. Rebound, Lauren Lee. Here comes Campbellsville once again. Lee to Boyle. Boyle in the crossover out front. Purvine stays with her. Pritchett will use Lee again. Bertram working. Left side, stops at the elbow. Out. Shooter, Wilkes, 3. Bang! Kit Kat with an Edward Jones 3. And that is the second of the day for the Lady Tigers.
Oh, Kit Kat with a step back.
All them step backs 33's been working on. 28-22. Campbellsville by 6. Wide open down the inline working as Bender. They found her. I believe Crouch set that up.
Well, it's once again Campbellsville, a little lack of communication there on the backside, and good court awareness by Freed Hardman to get an easy bucket.
Bertram with the entry to Pritchett. Out again. Ooh, Wilkes is open again. Burt has Wilkes.
She wants to.
Inside. This is Pritchett working, and she is fouled. Purvine will protest, but she's picked up her third, Benji.
Yep.
And that'll be 3 on Freed as a team. Courtney Pritchett will go to the free throw line for Campbellsville University. 6 points in the ball game. She had 6 of the first 7, did Pritchett. Maddie Boyle had 8. I think she was scoreless whenever I made that remark earlier.
Was.
And she's up to 8 points now.
All here in the second quarter.
Pritchett at 7. She can match Boyle with 8 on this last free throw toss. This free throw for Pritchett is good as well.
So Matt Campbell's going on a 15-4 run here in this second quarter.
And actually, you can go 15-2 because Freed scored that first.
Well, that's true.
2 points. Left side, Fleming. Out top, Crouch. Little ball fake. Now wants to drive left side of the lane. Kicks it out. Fleming won't shoot. Chumley works back up top to Fleming. Now Satterley's open, but run off the spot. Has to give it up. Crouch opposite side, wide open. That is no good. Bertram the rebound. So Freed Hardeman shot it really well early. They went a bit cold here in the second quarter. Trailer is Pritchett. Inside, Wilkes quickly across. May have been fouled, no call. Here's Pritchett. Ball fake. And now Bertram works off the Pritchett screen. Can't shoot it. Burt will set a screen for Boyle. Boyle on the dribble. Uses Wilkes. Wilkes has lead. 9 seconds to shoot. Boyle again gets the big screen from Wilkes. Wilkes was moving, but it was almost like she had raised herself up just to prepare for the contact. Benji, I'm not sure she was going left to right. May have leaned into it a bit. The officials get her.
May have, and once again, fouls are 3-0, so they're going to try to get one there to get it caught back up. But it could have gone either way, but I'm not upset that they did call it because there probably was a little bit of leaning in there by Caitlin.
Turnover on the Lady Tigers. Gives it back to Freed Hardeman. Sutton back in for Campbellsville. Luby in for Wilkes. Bender back to Satterley on the handoff. Satterley drives. Here's Chumley. Bender again wide open out front. Has to drive in, and Bertram with the back tap. Burt may have taken a shot in the mouth there. She comes up.
She's tough. She'll be all right.
Here is Boyle between the circles. Luby stalks right side. Boyle will go with her. Boyle's picked up her dribble, needs help. Bounces to Luby. Gets it right back. Boyle dribbles through. Now Pritchett at the free throw line. She'll go right side. Shot no good. And the rebound taken in by Bender.
That was a good ball fake by Courtney there.
2:15 to play in the half. Campbellsville leads by 6. They turned a 7-point deficit into a 6-point lead here. Curtis holds. Out front, this is Satterley. Gets around Bertram, drives, greeted by Pritchett. Burt nearly came back and knocked that away. Curtis open, that 3 around and out, no good. Chumley, the rebound, spin. She's in all kinds of traffic. Curtis to Satterley, back to Curtis. She'll work her way right corner, 3 on the way. That is good for Carissa Curtis.
Yeah, just extra opportunity there. Freed Hardeman's so good at offensive rebounding, good passing, and finding the open shooter. And ultimately, the Campbellsville just got a little bit out of sync there and then gave up the 3 in the corner.
30-27, Campbellsville to work offensively. Pritchett calls for the Luby screen. She'll go with the right side. Luby rolls. Pritchett couldn't get it to her. Sutton's open. 3 on the way. That is no good. Just a bit short. Satterley closed out on that. Lost her shoe as she spilled into the Freed Hardeman bench. And Bertram takes one away. Satterley, the lackadaisical effort. Burt is fouled, and she spills down hard. Chumley got her money's worth.
She did that. That's her third.
So this is going to make things difficult for Coach Epperson here. We already mentioned that they are without a terrific young player in Kaylee Odom today. She missed last season with injury, redshirt sophomore from Murfreesboro. So now you've got Purvine and Chumley with 3 fouls each. 71 seconds to play in the half. Campbellsville a 3-point lead. Bertram at the line to try to extend. Flowers, Sutton, Boyle, and Luby in the backcourt. This free throw for Burt is good. 31-27 the score. And Burt gets a pair. Here is Fleming, and she is fouled out front.
Bertram there. Bertram tried a little bit of that back tap and got a little bit too much body, but only the second team foul here.
1:03 to play in the half. Freed Hardeman with it. Inside, that is Stiles finding Bender. She stops, but Bender too strong, and Campbellsville dodges a bit of a bullet.
Yeah, I think she would have went up right away. She would have got it.
Boyle needs help. Across the lane, she's got Luby, goes up, she gets the finish. Maddie Boyle fine.
Yeah, just a great court awareness there again by Maddie, knowing that there was going to be a cut in Luby.
Whew. Nearly taken away, but Boyle a step late. Satterley holds, now right side. Terrific crowd here today at the Powell Center. Less than 30 seconds to play in the half. Wide open Fleming. Oh, that's a 2. She had a foot. Her foot came down inside. That was a 2.
Yeah,
this guy got it. Far side guy, it was a 2. It was most definitely a 2. It was close from the standpoint that she started beyond it, but the foot definitely came down before it left her hands. Here, Bertram driving, floater with the left hand, no good. Flowers nearly took that away. 1 second, and that's where the clock will wind down. It was about 1.5, 2 seconds perhaps, and the first half will come to a close right here, Benji. 34-29 after Fleming hit the long 2 there. Campbellsville will head to the locker room with a 5-point advantage. We will step away and take a timeout here. You're following the Lady Tigers. They lead it at halftime on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. 34-29, Campbellsville University leads Freed Hardeman here at halftime. The third-ranked Campbellsville Lady Tigers looking for their 17th win of the season. And on the same side of that coin, the Lions looking for their 17th win as well. They are the 22nd-ranked team in the country, and Freed Hardeman with a couple more non-conference games. Campbellsville's Lady Tigers have one non-conference game left. They're going to actually be one game short on their schedule thanks to the situation that unfolded in Puerto Rico. But Campbellsville here today, Benji, they kind of weathered a bit of a storm. Freed Hardeman for a stretch there in that first quarter. They got rolling offensively. The Lady Tigers settled in and able to outdo Freed Hardeman by 10 in the second quarter. Campbellsville 45.5% shooting, 10 of 22, 2 of 5 from three-point range. That is 40%. But the big number, free throws, 85.7% for Campbellsville, 12 of 14 at the charity stripe in the first half. Aggressive offensively with their intention to get the ball to the rim, and they've cashed in from the stripe.
Well, they have, and you've had a couple of three-point opportunities through that as well. So Campbellsville obviously was more aggressive there, I think, in the second quarter on the offensive end. Obviously, we scored 19 points. I think we outscored them 19-9 there in that second quarter. So taking advantage of that opportunity at the free throw line, making those shots when they need to. But I tell you, this Freed Hardeman team, they're playing extremely well. Thankfully, they kind of cooled off a little bit from that first quarter. I think they shot almost 57% in that first quarter. In the second quarter, only getting 9 points. So Campbellsville was able to take advantage of that.
And you'll see some of the highlights here. Lauren Lee with the block on that shot clock as it was winding down in the first quarter. But you mentioned it. We'll talk about Freed's percentages here. Freed in the first half, 12 of 26. They were in total 46.2%, 5 of 12 from the three-point arc, and then 0 of 1 from the free throw line in the first. But it's really this simple, and basketball can be simple as much as you want to break it down and talk about the ins and outs, whether it's rebounding or turnovers or whatever. It's simply making shots. Sometimes in the first quarter, they were 4 of 6 from long range. In the second quarter, 1 of 6.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you see how that can flip an entire game. They got them to go in the first 10-minute period. They did not fall in the second.
Right. And I think, once again, that's some of Campbellsville's adjustment on the zone defense. The first quarter, we left them wide open. The 1-3 that they did make in the second quarter was wide open, but they did a good job of closing out, getting a hand up on the shot. And a lot of times, when you rush your shot like that, you tend to miss it. So good job adjustment there by Campbellsville. But once again, Freed is making Campbellsville work on their offensive end. Finally, we was able to get some good looks at the basket and create that lead.
The Lady Tigers have 2 players with 8 points in the first half. That Courtney Pritchett and Maddie Boyle. Pritchett knocking in an Edward Jones 3 and finishing with a couple of rebounds. Boyle 8 points, 3 of 4 from the field. She did not try a 3, 2 of 2 at the free throw line today for Maddie Boyle. Kayla Luby had 5 points off the bench. Campbellsville got 4 points each from Caitlin Wilkes and Lauren Lee. Lee finishing with 2 boards and 2 assists through 20 minutes. Wilkes a rebound, an assist, and a steal. 3 points for Whitney Hay, 1 of 2 from the field, knocked in a free throw toss as well. 2 points from Elizabeth Bertram, who had 2 helpers and 2 steals in the first 20 minutes of action. We saw Tyra Flowers, Maddie Nally, Sarah Sutton, and Bailey Pettigo all play in the first half. They all failed to score. For Freed Hardeman, Benji, maybe as impressed with anybody on their team as Kelsey Bender in the first 20 minutes. She came off the bench, maybe some fouls for Fleming kind of rushed her out there a bit, but 9 points, 7 rebounds. She was terrific for Coach Epperson.
Yeah, 16 minutes of action, 4 of 7 from the field, was able to knock down a 3. So you're exactly right. They were looking for that person who's going to be able to fill Oldham, 10 points in 20 minutes of action. I think he's found her in Kelsey Bender. Very impressed with her game here this afternoon.
Freed Hardeman got 5 points from Kalia Fleming Eckerly in the first half, 2 assists for her. 5 points from Brooklyn Crouch off the bench. She had 2 assists. 3 points each for Carissa Curtis and Rachel Satterley. They each knocked in a 3-point field goal. KJ White had 2. Ellie Chumley with 2 points. Elena Stiles and Reagan Purvine saw time and failed to score for Coach Epperson's club. Rebounding through the first 20 minutes, 14-10, the advantage to Freed Hardeman. They had 3 on the offensive end, just 1 for Campbellsville University. 6 assists, 4 steals, and 8 turnovers on the Lady Tigers. The Lions with 12 assists, 4 steals, and 10 turnovers in the first half of play. Points in the paint, Campbellsville a 16-12 advantage. Off turnovers, 11-7 in favor of the Lady Tigers. Second chance points, 3 apiece. And bench points, 17-10 in favor of Freed Hardeman. The score was tied once. The lead would go back and forth 4 different times, and each team's largest lead 7 points. And through 20 minutes, Benji, I think in this case you've got 2 heavyweights here. You've done some punch counter punch. Now we'll see who in the second half can settle into an extended groove, and who can assert their will on the other team at this stage in the ball game, because I think you've seen multiple adjustments already.
Yeah, and it's exactly the type of game we expected. Punch counter punch. Freed Hardeman's got it at this pace that the game's going to be in the 60s probably. If Campbellsville can get to that 70 mark, I think it would make Freed feel a little uncomfortable because they're not used to playing that. So we're exactly where I thought we'd be. Good. It's a very, very good game.
Absolutely. Fasten the seatbelts.
Yep.
The final 20 minutes should be a lot of fun. We'll step away, take an extended break here. We'll come back on the other side and get you ready with second half action. The Lady Tigers lead by 5 at halftime. 34-29 your score. You're following the Lady Tigers. This is the CU Sports Network. 34-29, Campbellsville leads Freed Hardeman University here in the Powell Center. Matt Payton and Benji Kelly courtside as CU looks for win number 17 on the year. Back in action on Thursday, they welcome rival Lindsey Wilson College to the Powell. That is a 5:30 Eastern Time start. And then Campbellsville's Women's Club will be off that Saturday. They'll head up the road to Georgetown on the 1st of February. They are in a stretch here, Benji, of 5 of 6 at home in league play. The Tigers have a non-conference game sprinkled in a week from today against Montreat. So there's a slight adjustment. Won't even get a day off. Coach Vernon said, hey, we need some basketball. So
he needed to find a couple, I think, didn't he?
Well, he picked up one against Carolina Christian at the end of the year. So on the 24th, that will actually be a non-conference doubleheader against two different teams. The Lady Tigers will take on College of the Ozarks that day, and the Tigers will battle Carolina Christian. We've still got to find out. I'm not sure how they'll handle Senior Day. That may adjust things because Campbellsville's women's team, they usually like to do that at halftime of the men's game. Well, there wasn't one initially on the 24th.
Now there is.
So that may kind of adjust some stuff. Otherwise, you're looking at Georgetown being the final Mid-South Conference date here in the Powell on the 22nd of February as Courtney Pritchett doing some housekeeping there, Benji. I don't know what she walked over here with.
Well, I don't know what. She took care of it.
Well, Swiss. That's what I told Ginger the other day. We gave her that nickname, and some days she'll get you with the toothpick. Some days it may be the tweezers.
That's it.
On a day like today in the first half, she pulls out the knife, and she's going right at you, scoring points. And we may have lost a soda pop on that far side or something. They're doing either that or, what it could be. You see some folks walking in from that snow.
Well, I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
some salt and moisture. So she's asking him to go all the way down the sideline there, so where people are walking. So last thing we want is an injury.
I would offer to bring the hand dryer from the men's restroom out here, but that thing wouldn't dry sand in the Sahara.
It would not.
We'll have to get a donation for that. The new one. Working right side is Lee.
Go back to paper.
That would work too. Boyle, Campbellsville on the offensive end to begin the second half. Pettigo set for a bit in the first with fouls. There's Lee finding Wilkes. Can't shoot it. Back out front. They'll go left side. Down the inline. Pettigo cut off by Purvine. And now the entry to Pritchett, defended by White. Pritchett will cradle it, go across the lane, miss the shot, gets it right back. So the Lady Tigers with an extended possession here to start. Out to Lee. She'll drive in right side of the lane, throws one up, and one! Picking up right where she left off on Thursday in the second half. She hit a ridiculous and one, and that one, in terms of the degree of difficulty, not much better.
I'm telling you what, I'm amazed at how strong she is to absorb the contact, have enough wherewithal to throw it up there, and I'm telling you, the thing goes in.
Lee hits the free throw. That foul was on whom?
That was on Saturday, I believe.
So the foul.
2 on Saturday?
On Saturday. We'll double check that. I missed it. I'm trying to get the stat page to pull it up. We'll find that in just a moment.
Yeah, it was on Saturday.
Yes. Yep. Ball back out. Bender catches. She'll drive in and dump it actually to Purvine. Fleming open briefly. They couldn't get it to her quick enough, and now White finds herself open to the right wing, into the middle. Purvine, free throw line jumper, too strong. Batted by Pettigo, corralled by Pritchett. Here comes CU. Lee will go left side. Pettigo on the dribble, wants Wilkes, not there. Elbow is Pritchett. She has Wilkes in the middle. Right-handed shot. Sticks for Kit Kat. Carries in off the right side of the rim, and the Lady Tigers lead by 10. That's the largest lead of the day either way.
Yeah, 2 good possessions there, but the Lady Tigers, one getting an offensive rebound, Lauren Lee with a 3-point opportunity, then they're going down low to Kit Kat.
Somebody's left the door open here in the Powell.
There's a draft.
Chilly.
It is a draft.
Kicking it. I feel like I'm on one of those hockey surfaces we play in tournaments in. It's this shot no good by White, poked it away from Pettigo, and it'll go right over the head of Sharon Wade in that far side corner down there.
Yeah, my feet are...
It's gotten chilly in here. I don't know. Well, it's like the house, too. If you got the basement door open, somebody opens the front door, you can really feel it there. And she's wanting more work on that far side over there. So somebody's walked in with snow caked on their shoe. And they're going to make sure that the surface is safe for all parties involved.
Great crowd here this afternoon.
It's a really good crowd.
Yeah.
I guess not much else going on. You either stay in the house
That's
or come to the basketball game here. Campbellsville leads by 10. Lee quickly inside. They've got Wilkes. Nice recovery by Bender. There was a screen that freed Wilkes up. Bender able to get back into it. Swatted out of bounds. It'll stay with Campbellsville. 24 on the shot clock. 8:10 to play in the third quarter. Lee sends it into Pettigo. She'll work her way back to the middle and give it to Lee. Lee in the middle of the lane. 2 defenders there. Ball gets raked away, but Lady Tigers stay with it. Pettigo open. 3 on the way. Bang! Bailey Pettigo and Edward Jones 3.
Yeah.
She's into the scorebook now.
Yeah, she's
Timeout taken by Coach Josh Epperson, and that will rally the Lady Tiger crowd here in the Powell Center. This becomes a media stoppage as Campbellsville extends, and that pace that you mentioned, Benji, in the 60s, now all of a sudden Campbellsville with a fast start to this second half. You're looking at perhaps into the 80s and not where the Lions want to be.
Well, they don't. They're wanting it to be down in that 50 to 60 range, but what a great start here in this second quarter or second half. For this Lady Tiger team. Bailey Pettigo set for 15 minutes there in the first half and came out with some foul trouble and just knocked down a huge 3 there to extend this thing to, 13, if my math's correct, the largest lead of the game for this Lady Tiger team.
The Lady Tigers, 8 points from Maddie Boyle, 4 points from Caitlin Wilkes. Let's get in trouble, Benji Kelly. John King before the game sent me these. Let's take it. This was the old Dragons back in Lincoln County somewhere in the youth soccer. We'll put the guys on the spot. See if we can get one of those up real quick. John King sent me these. I said we got to get them on the air. Caitlin and Maddie Boyle have been teammates for the longest time, going back to their days at Lincoln County High School. And we'll see the TriCast are not going to cooperate here as they try to get those images up for us. They had them before the game. We'll come back to it in a moment. Maybe we get a free throw attempt or something. We'll see if we can get those pulled up. Getting set.
The dynamic duo of Lincoln County played soccer, and I don't think actually Maddie was she all conference?
Yeah, they said she was like all district or something over there. So. Pretty good soccer player, really good softball player. Here driving in is Purvine, and now wide open in the middle of the lane, and she sinks that and quiets the Campbellsville crowd here. Nice timeout by Coach Epperson after the Lady Tigers scored 8 straight to begin this second half. Right wing Lee dribbles with it. 42-31. Boyle, little ball fake. And now Pettigo on the right wing. Back and forth between Lauren Lee and Bailey Pettigo. She'll work her way across the floor. Pritchett with the entry. Wilkes going to go to work. Goes up, shot, won't go. And KJ White the rebound. And a chance here for Freed Hardeman to get it back to single digits. White drives in, kicks, Satterley open, 3 on the way for Satterley. That is no good. It'll climb up high over the backboard and out of bounds.
Good closeout there on the defensive end by Campbellsville to force Satterley a little deeper than what she's used to taking, but Campbellsville here with the team rebound out of bounds. Chance to extend this lead back to 13 or 14 with a 3-pointer.
Boyle working it down the floor. And Pettigo holds. Pettigo off the Pritchett screen. Circles and needs some help now. Pritchett has it, works left side. Entry again. Wilkes back to Pritchett, won't shoot it. Here's Lee, free throw line, crossover in the middle of the lane. She's fouled, and Lauren Lee stumbles to the ground. Foul here will go against KJ White. 2 on her. First on her, 2 on Freed Hardeman as a team. That foul earlier on Satterley was her second. Ellie Chumley will check back in. Bender will exit. 42-31 the score. Lauren Lee back to the free throw line for the Lady Tigers. 13, their largest advantage. Lee with a chance to match that here. Hits that free throw. Lee giving chase to the 1,000-point club, Benji. She entered play today with 866 in her career for the Lady Tigers. And, of course, she has another year of eligibility remaining. And after that made free throw, now 9 points. So a good round, 875 points for Lauren Lee in her Lady Tiger career. Inside ball deflected, knocked into the air by Campbell. So I believe Lee got a hand on that. Boyle right wing. Pritchett, now Wilkes. On around they go. Lee again, left side. Pettigo working. And now Pritchett wants Wilkes. Can't get it to her, but I believe we got a kick ball there.
Kick ball there, out of bounds to Campbellsville. Shot clock will reset up to 20.
Don't forget the Tigers and the Lions coming up at the conclusion of our women's game. That should be a fun one. Freed Hardeman has been so impressive on the men's side.
Yeah, were they all the way up to, what, 6th in the nation, I believe?
I think 7th is what I put on the call sheet. Boyle can't shoot it. Nice closeout by Crouch. Gets the screen from Wilkes. Boyle stops. 8 to shoot. Lee back out top deep is Pettigo. Pettigo working in. She'll spin, go left side. Shot no good, but knocked out of the arms of Wilkes on what would have been a rebound, maybe a putback attempt there. KJ White came in, swatted it out of play before Wilkes could control it. And Freed Hardeman with a stop. Campbellsville leads by 13. Wilkes will check out. 5:46 remaining in the third period. Crouch the basketball. Crouch works with Chumley. Now back to Purvine. And here's Chumley again. Backing away. Inside, they want White. They've got her. She's in some traffic, and Pritchett going to be called for the foul here. That is 2. Check that. That is 1 on Pritchett. 1 on Campbellsville in the quarter. Satterley to inbound for Freed Hardeman. As Purvine bobbled the catch. It looked like Purvine wanted to shoot that, but she didn't have it settled in her hands. Satterley out. Purvine has it settled this time. 3 on the way is good.
Yeah,
it worked out.
It did work out. A wide open three-pointer by Purvine.
Well, credit to her not to force it when she didn't have it clean, and then it worked its way back to her on that right wing where she hits the 3. Over the top, Lee wants Boyle, has to just jump up and catch it. Now attacks. Boyle fouled.
Yep.
She'll go to the free throw line here.
Yep.
And this foul will go against Crouch. Let's see if we can tee that picture up here. Is Boyle, maybe we can start with Boyle. This will bring us to a media. We'll keep it here. Throw those photos up now, guys. I think Zach.
There we go.
Look at there. So that is from April 24th of 2006. There's Caitlin Wilkes. They were the Dragons. I asked Maddie Boyle, a quick look at them. Maddie Boyle, if she remembered the name of that team, she said no. Her dad said no, Jeremy. But John King knew.
He knew
her
it.
dad, her granddad knew. He said that was the Dragons.
They were the Dragons.
He wasn't going to miss an opportunity. And he's done such a great job. John has traveled around, and he's collected all of Maddie's games. I don't know how far back, but I know he has made sure to get all of her college games.
Yes.
And so when we were in Puerto Rico, he filmed them. He recorded them himself if he had to, and in mind just to make sure that he has the game, and then he'll go back and rip the audio call from ours,
yep.
And he'll match it up. So even if it's an opposing team's production, he'll go back and I don't know if that makes him he just enjoys listening to us or what.
Well,
He's
it could be a combination
desperate to
of
hear
things,
our dulcet tones of Matt Payton and Benji Kelly. But he does a great job with that, and those Maddie will have those after the fact, and that may not be something she'll appreciate anytime soon, but in a few years down the line,
well, I'll tell you,
it'll be a pretty cool.
It really is, because I wish that I had things from when I played. Game tape. Of course, back when we played, everything was on 8-track and all that.
Don't date yourself.
but you're exactly right. She may not appreciate that now, although she probably does. She may not admit it, but in several years when she has kids and grandkids, it'll be something you pull out and watch.
Boyle gets 1 of 2, so she's got 9 points today. She and Lauren Lee leading Campbellsville with 9 each. Campbellsville leads by 11, 45-34. Inside long pass, they got Purvine. Luby flashes and that shot more difficult, but Purvine can be fouled on the rebound by Maddie Boyle. Boyle, a 2-time Conference Player of the Week award winner this year, and as Benji mentioned earlier, as well as anyone in the Mid-South Conference. And at this moment, if you had to vote today, I'm not so sure she's not the Player of the Year.
Well, I agree. I mean, just the way she's shooting the ball, playing great on defense, not committing very few turnovers, just all-around game right now. And here she is this afternoon, 9 points, held scoreless in that first quarter, but the leading scorer for Campbellsville.
She hit 9 threes in the win over Faulkner a few weeks back. tying the school record. Crouch being chased here. And now they go far corner, near corner, I should say, to White. Satterley with 8 to shoot, gets around Lee, dumps it down underneath the Chumley. And Pettigo may have gotten a hand on that from behind. Shot was no good. Luby the rebound. Lee quickly the other way. Freed Hardeman's done a terrific job on Boyle today, not letting her shoot the three. She has yet to attempt one. As I say it, 3 on the way. That is no good.
It's all right.
She's
good
hit one in 37 straight games.
We'll get her one.
We believe that is a school record, that she topped the only one that we could track through the DAC Stats era. Emily Fox had 36. Here is White, the floater, no good. And Fox missed one game in there, Benji. Without the one game where she missed, it would have been like 50-something.
Yes.
Inside, Luby quickly goes up, shot too strong. And again, the other way comes Freed Hardeman. Campbellsville scored the first 8 of this quarter. They've been a bit quiet here as Satterley hits the 3. She falls into the Freed Hardeman bench. I guess she's okay. I don't know if she just fell back or Pritchett may have hit her.
She's already back out of here.
45-37, Pettigo working. Now Lee. And Satterley went down. Left side open, Pritchett the answer. No good. I thought that might bounce in. I couldn't tell the angle. White in a predicament. Able to get it ahead now to Satterley. Satterley between 2 Lady Tigers runs over Lee, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Campbellsville's Lauren Lee here with 3:07 to play in the period. 3 on Campbellsville as a team, 1 on Lee. So Campbellsville still without a player in double figures, and Freed Hardeman yet to put a player in double figures either. 45-37, Boyle checks out, Pritchett checks out, Bertram and Flowers in. Here comes Carissa Curtis back into the Freed Hardeman lineup. I'm sure Satterley was upset about something.
I don't think she wanted to come out.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that she had a break in the first half. They had her credited for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Crouch out front to Purvine. Quick pass to Curtis. 3 on the way, in and out for Curtis. Campbellsville back the other direction as Bertram grabbed the rebound. Left side, they have Pettigo. Across the middle, Pettigo all the way to the rim. Shovels one up, get in there, it will! Bailey Pettigo will take a trip to the free throw line to try to capitalize on the three-point play.
Smart move there by Bailey. Just the lane kind of opened up. She took advantage of it and was able to make the contact, draw the foul, and a chance for the three-point play. Heads-up play there by the senior from Barron County High School.
Free throw here, no good. So B gets just the 2 points there. She can't cash in on the extra try. Crouch working and kicks left side. Fleming in line. Bender may have walked, no call. Here is Crouch back. Fleming open. 3 on the way. That is good for Kalia Fleming. Pettigo. And now Lee. 47-40. Campbellsville by 7 points. 2:15 to go. Third quarter. Bertram back out to Pettigo. Here Bailey finds Bertram. She'll drive, and she wanted a little entry there to Luby with 3 on the shot clock. Campbellsville will have to set it up. So the Lady Tigers scored the first 8 of this third quarter, Benji. Since then, the 11 of the last 16 have belonged to Freed Hardeman to kind of get themselves right back in it. Lee looks, throws it out deep. Bailey going to have to let it ride. Drives 1 second, spins, throws it up the left hand. They'll wave off the shot. And it was off the mark anyhow, so I'm not sure it would have mattered much.
Well, that's the 4th time that Campbellsville's got a shot off with about 2 to 3 seconds left to go in the shot clock. That time there was a violation. So you got to credit Freed Hardeman in their defense, making Campbellsville work for it.
Out front, Satterley. Fleming back to Satterley. Left side, Curtis. In the middle again, Satterley. Curtis again open this time. 3 on the way. That is off the mark. Rebound. Lauren Lee couldn't grab it. Flowers and Bender were there, and Lee tried to pull it in. I don't know if it got deflected at the last second or Lauren just couldn't quite handle it. This ball knocked out of bounds by Bailey Pettigo as she came across. There were 12 on the shot clock. Baseline underneath opportunity here for Freed Hardeman as Bailey Pettigo will check out, get a breather. Maddie Nally in for Campbellsville. We'll throw it out right wing. Crouch catches. Flowers there. Actually, that is Purvine, excuse me. And Purvine gets past Flowers, and Tyra will foul her on the backside. So this will be the second on Tyra Flowers. 4 on Campbellsville as a team. And Reagan Purvine to the line here, 71% on the year. The free throws, we talked about it in the first half. And this trip, Coach Epperson, he'll have nightmares over free throws.
20 to – this will be a 20 to
just
3.
This is just the second
attempt, second and third attempt.
And against Lindsey Wilson, they were just 8 of 15. The Blue Raiders were 19 of 22 in a 10-point win.
Yeah.
So you start to do the math on that, and certainly changes things. Purvine gets these. So the first points of the day at the line for Freed Hardeman here.
Well, you look at the three-point attempts. I mean, Freed Hardeman is how they're staying in this game is the three ball. They're 8 of 18.
On the year, about a 33% three-point shooting team. Here's Lauren Lee from 17 feet. No good. Flowers had the rebound, but she's fouled immediately. I think they're going to get Chumley, perhaps.
They got Chumley on that, her fourth, but great job by Tyra there being aggressive on the offensive board, and now she gets rewarded here, a chance for 2 free throws.
Flowers will have a couple of tries here as Stiles checks back in for FHU. I'll tell you, I like the Freed Hardeman jerseys. Of course, the color scheme is similar, so it's maybe a little easier to appreciate here as Flowers misses that one off to the right. One more. Flowers misses both, so an empty trip for the Lady Tigers, and all of a sudden Freed Hardeman here with the basket can draw themselves to within a field goal. Campbellsville led by 13 in this third quarter. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Inside looking for Stiles. Bender's pass deflected. Bertram has it. Here comes Campbellsville. They'd like to extend. Lee off to Bertram. Left side Wilkes. 3 in and out. No good. Flowers has the rebound for Campbellsville. Lee looking for Bertram, who was not ready for it. Ooh, almost handcuffed her in the middle. Wilkes finds Flowers cutting. She'll go reverse and stick it. Tyra Flowers with 2 points.
Huge offensive board by Tyra. She's rewarded with an easy layup. Well, actually not easy, but a close layup.
Yeah, easy layup for the man who scored 2,000 points. 49-42. And Flowers nearly has a steal. Bertram got a hand on it, 9 to shoot. Satterley, 8 seconds. Nally falls into – Nally and Bertram, a little friendly fire, fell into one another, which led them to fall into Satterley. So that's going to be the first on Nally. And the frustrating part there for Campbellsville, Benji, you had Satterley in a kind of a tough spot between Nally and Bertram with the clock winding down. It's stuck on 5.9 as Satterley goes to the line, misses the free throw. Campbellsville going to send in some shooters here for this final 6 seconds. Pritchett, Sutton, and Boyle at the table. Satterley gets the second, which will allow them to check in. Bertram, Nally, and Flowers will exit. 6-point Campbellsville advantage. See what the Lady Tigers can work up here this final 6 seconds. Pritchett grabs it, comes ahead. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Pritchett, free throw line, jumper on the way, won't go. Nice close out there defensively. I believe Stiles may have altered that, and that's where the buzzer sounds to conclude the third quarter. Campbellsville heads to the fourth with a 6-point advantage. You are following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. Fourth quarter set to begin here in Campbellsville at the Powell Athletic Center. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly with you. The Lady Tigers, fast start to that third quarter. Credit to Freed Hardeman. They settled in, and they have kind of got this at a pace that you can say favors Freed Hardeman. Campbellsville has held, today they've been held to about 40% from the floor. Overall on the season, about 52.5%. And we knew that would be the case just the way that Freed, they're a physical, scrappy team. They really get after you defensively, and you can see how on the season they've held opposing teams to just 47 points a night.
Well, and they make their teams work for it, their opponents. And Campbellsville obviously got off to a great start there in that second half, but then they kind of put the defense and clamped down and slowly worked their way back in this. I think it was a 13-point lead, and now it's a 6-point lead. So it's the type of game we expected. And
here is a foul going to be called against Lauren Lee. So for Lauren, that will be her second. White in the middle, Purvine tries to thread the needle. I don't know how she got that to Bender, but she did. Satterley has that shot blocked by Lee. Comes down to Bender. That's no good. Purvine back out. Fleming wants to drive. Across the lane she goes. Bender's shot here no good. We'll have a foul called against Caitlin Wilkes. And that'll be the second on Wilkes, 2 on Campbellsville. So more free throws for Freed Hardeman. Look down, Benji, and Marion, 5th in the country, leading at Indiana Wesleyan by 13 with 6.5 minutes to go. So that's something to keep an eye on. Of course, Wesleyan came here earlier this year and knocked off Campbellsville. The Lady Tigers were without Bailey Pettigo, and if you'll remember, that's when Kayla Luby had busted her nose, had to wear that mask with less than 24 hours to get used to it. That was, for lack of a better way to put it, just a disaster for her. It was just a terrible spot to be in. Lee looking over the top for Boyle, not there. Pritchett holds, and now Pettigo. Pettigo has it back, works out top, leaves it with Boyle. Campbellsville with a 5-point lead. Boyle works off the Wilkes screen, and she's bumped and fouled here. And that will not make the Freed Hardeman fans happy.
Great foul on Purvine.
And that's going to be 4 on Purvine, excuse me. First on Freed as a team. Maddie Boyle to pitch it in play. Short she goes to Pritchett. Pritchett leaves it with Pettigo. Purvine defending. We'll see if Campbellsville wants to attack, perhaps. And now Lee. Pettigo again, 8 seconds. Satterley picks up Pettigo, 5 seconds. Pettigo needs help. Out to Pritchett, 2 seconds. Pritchett throws it up as the buzzer sounds, no good. Ball deflected. And they're going to get Courtney over the back.
Well, once again, Freed Hardeman making Campbellsville use all of that shot clock. That's the 5th time that's gone down to under 2 seconds. So Campbellsville having to work for it here. And once again, this is what Freed Hardeman does to you. They wear you down, and just a great defensive team. They're very physical, and right now Campbellsville's fortunate to have a 5-point lead.
Bender right side to Fleming. Out top, long pass. Satterley in rhythm, 3 on the way. High arching 3 is good, and it's a 2-point basketball game, 49-47.
That is a beautiful shot right there by Satterley. Sophomore from Anderson County High School. It's right up the road.
Lee out front to Bailey. Pettigo on the dribble. Gets around Purvine. Going to go all the way to the rim. Throws up a shot, won't go, but Satterley called for the foul here, and that's going to be her 3rd. And right now, the thing to do in this ball game is do whatever you got to do to get to the rim.
Well, that's it.
There's a high chance you're going to go to the line.
Absolutely. I mean, both teams. But once again, credit to Freed Hardeman. Man, they are shooting the ball from downtown today. 9 of 20 from 3, 45%. And they're normally 33, so shooting much higher than their season average.
The Lions do struggle at the free throw line, 62% as a team. Here today, that's been a big difference here on this trip for them. That was a big difference in Columbia on Thursday. Fleming has it after 2 made free throws by Pettigo. Purvine works far side. Out front, Bender, who's been terrific today for the Lions. Into the corner, Fleming can't shoot it. She'll deck it and drive and kick. This is White. Quick pass back up top to Purvine. Long pass to Bender in the corner. Gets around Boyle, throws up a shot that is good. Nice body control by Bender.
Good strong move there.
Right wing, Pettigo. Now Boyle again, holds it at the logo. It says Donna Wise Court. Pritchett steps back from the Wilkes screen, and now Pettigo holds. Lee in the middle. Works left side. Cut off. Down to 12 seconds. Pettigo stops. Long jumper. Good for Bailey Pettigo. She's feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, absolutely. A mid-range jumper. Bailey set for pretty much all the first half. Only played 5 minutes and has been spot on here in this second half.
Bailey with 9 points tonight. Campbellsville still without a player in double figures. Satterley thought about the three. She'll drive at Pettigo. Shot no good, but Rachel Satterley will go to the free throw line as Bailey picks up her third, 4 on Campbellsville. So with 6:56 to play in the ballgame, Benji, Freed Hardeman finds themselves in the bonus the rest of the way.
Well, and what they're doing here this fourth quarter, they're being more aggressive on the offensive end and penetrating to the basket. And as a Satterley misses that free throw. Mid-South Conference first team member a year ago. For what it's worth, in my opinion, doesn't count for much. I felt like Satterley should have probably been the freshman of the year last year. Stone at Pikeville ended up winning that, but I felt like Satterley was deserving of that award. And here, ball nearly taken away and knocked out of bounds by Purvine. She poked it away from Pritchett. Pettigo will check out as Elizabeth Bertram re-enters. Pooty. Bailey has 3.
53-50. Campbellsville will settle in defensively here. Short corner, Purvine, back to White. She'll slash her way through. Throws up a shot that is good. It's a 1-point ball game. Freed Hardeman will not go quietly here.
No, they're too good of a team. That's why they're ranked 22nd in the nation. But what they've done here this fourth quarter, some adjustments and being more aggressive against the zone, penetrating and getting some easy shots.
Boyle works off the screen. Hands it here to Lee. Back to Bertram. Wanted Pritchett now to have her inside. Wilkes going to go to work. Inside shot, left hand good for Caitlin Wilkes, and a much-needed bucket for CU.
Yeah, Bertram almost with a steal there, but a good job by Wilkes. Get it down low to what we're comfortable with, and Caitlin with a nice jump shot.
And it back to White. You know, we talked about Freed losing at Lindsey Wilson on Thursday. It's a spot where you hear the term trap game. You got that big one looming, a steal by Pritchett. White couldn't get it to Bender. But perhaps looking past Lindsey Wilson, knowing that a matchup with number 3 was looming, they have been really good here today, have the Lions. Pritchett out front to Wilkes, circling his Boyle. Ball deflected, and it'll go out of bounds. Hands there by Bender. Luby checking in for Wilkes. 55-52 the score. Lauren Lee will come right in front of us to pitch this one in play. And Ginger High Colvin going to take a 30-second timeout that I believe will become a media. So with 8 on the shot clock, the Lady Tigers will draw something up here. 5:13 to play. They lead it by 3 on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. (55-52) Campbellsville, the third-ranked team in the nation, leading number 22, Freed Hardeman. Bailey Pettigo hit that jumper a moment ago for Campbellsville, and then Caitlin Wilkes across the lane with that left hand. And the Lady Tigers going to have to find the offense down the stretch. CU started fast in the third quarter. As Benji mentioned, they've kind of slowed down a bit after that quick 8 points. They've scored just 13 points the rest of the second half. So got to get going, find some buckets here. Lee looking. She'll throw it into Pritchett, and Courtney going to leave it right back with Lauren Lee. 4 seconds, down to 2 seconds. Luby going to throw one up, won't go, and I don't know that it hit the rim. We'll see if they blow it dead. Unfortunately for Campbellsville, they will call, and they're going to come together. Luby scored. One official blew it dead. I don't think it hit rim.
I don't think it hit either.
But there was a slight chance it may have grazed the front of the iron. They'll get together and say no, that it did not. 5:03 to play. Freed Hardeman gets it back, trailing by 3. So the guys underneath say they don't believe it hit rim either. Satterley into the corner. Purvine, skip pass, dangerous pass, but White able to grab it, goes up, no good. Rebound for Chumley is there. And she'll pitch it back up for 2. 55-54, Campbellsville with the 1-point advantage. I have it on good authority. Edward Jones will gladly pay out money. Pritchett, 3 on the way, no good. And the rebound, Satterley. Bertram tried to take it away from behind, could not. And Freed Hardeman with an opportunity to take the lead. They trailed by 13 to their credit. They have battled the entire ball game. White into the corner, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound batted away from Boyle and Lee came together. Campbellsville lucky to hold on to that.
Well, they were on that one. It was just a good block out.
Lee spins, some contact between she and White. And KJ White will pick up foul call here. That's her second. 3 on Freed Hardeman, and Lauren Lee will go to the line. So Campbellsville still, Benji, without a player in double figures. Satterley, the only player in the ball game in double figures. She's got 11. Lauren Lee has 9. And she's stuck on 9.
Her first miss there from the free throw line today. She was 5 for 5 up to that point. This is a big one here.
Lauren Lee's second free throw around and out, misses both. 55-54. Freed Hardeman back the other way. Satterley on around Purviners. White driving, and she may have got away with some steps there. Luby going to grab the miss. Chumley and Pritchett spill to the ground. It's a 4-on-4 here. Pedigo inside. Luby catches, goes up. She had the mismatch, missed the shot. Then she's fouled by Chumley coming across there, Benji, and Chumley's fouled out. Luby had the mismatch as Chumley had went down. She and Pritchett had went down. Campbellsville quickly found her. She missed it initially. A credit to Chumley for getting back into the play. She sprinted down the court. Unfortunately, as Luby missed the first attempt, got it from the other side of the rim, went back up, drew the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line here as Coach Epperson going to ask Kelsey Bender to re-enter.
Well, it's just good. Once again, credit Freed Hardeman, but also credit Kayla Luby there for staying with it, knowing that she had the mismatch. She got the shot up, but actually went after it and got her own rebound. So kudos to her for staying with it.
And this free throw no good. So Campbellsville had made hay at the line throughout the early portion of this ball game. And offensively, the well is dried up across the board here as Luby misses both.
4 straight misses, and Kayla Luby is an excellent free throw shooter.
Here is Campbellsville trying to lock in on the defensive side of things with White going to set the screen around Bender, steps back, won't shoot it. Purvine bluffs the pass, now has Crouch. Out top, Bender is open, 3 on the way, no good. That thing bounced around. I thought twice, 2 different times it was going to go in.
Yeah.
Finally, it popped off. Pritchett will slow it down. Lauren Lee will orchestrate now. 3 minutes to play in this one. Lee has Boyle. Nice defense by Crouch to get out to her. Pritchett sets the screen. Step back. Boyle can't shoot it. 7 seconds. Bailey going to rip through, working against Satterley. Leaves it with Pritchett. 2 seconds. Going to have to throw it up. Steps through. Shot good for Courtney Pritchett as the buzzer barks. Woo!
My goodness. That's the first made shot that we've had when the shot clock's expiring. That's our 6th opportunity there. Big bucket.
Pritchett in double figures and has herself a steal now.
Big
Lee,
steal.
Quickly. Boyle couldn't quite catch it clean and fumbles it there. Turnover on the Lady Tigers. Boyle tried to grab it earlier in the game. We saw one of the Freed Hardeman players do something similar where they tried to grab it and get moving. Just too quick, threw him out of rhythm, and Boyle turns it over. What would have been.
Yeah, the Powell's come alive here, Matt.
Powell is up now with 2:20 to play. Campbellsville leading by 3. Satterley chased. Crouch on around White. Back out to Crouch. Can't shoot it. Backs away. Bender in the middle working. Nearly shuffled the feet. Crouch can't shoot. Drives in and kicks. This is Purvine open. Pettigo closed out. Purvine shot in and out. And the rebound. Bender took it away from Pritchett. Bender still working. Shot here. No good. She's missed twice. And now we get it over the back as Bender up the backside of Pritchett. I'll tell you what, that's a tough one on Bender. Credit her for keeping that alive. She was the only lion in there. And she kept finding a way to get to the basketball.
Well, you got to credit Courtney Pritchett there on that second one, getting a body on it and making her come over the top. I thought they were going to call it on the first one, but it was clean up top. At that time, there was a little more contact, and these are some big free throws here by Courtney Pritchett. An opportunity to make this a 2-possession game with 1:51 to go.
Pritchett at the line here. Free throw on the way. Good for Pritchett. She's got 11. It's a 4-point game with 1:51 to go. One more for Pritchett, and she gets 1 of 2. I thought that might fall back in as I said that, but it stayed away.
1 of 6 the last 3 attempts.
58-54. Crouch. Pettigo falls to the ground here. Campbellsville match up. Satterley nearly had it knocked away. Stays with it. Her floater across the lane. Good. Right in the middle. 58-56. 2-point game. Less than 90 seconds to go. And they're going to call Lee on the moving screen. She was just trying to hand it off to Boyle. Oftentimes, that's a no call on that dribble handoff. And I think a lot of times it depends on really how aggressive the defensive player is and what they want to make it look like. Give credit to Crouch for attacking that and drawing the call. Crouch will handle the basketball here. Freed Hardeman trailing by a bucket. Crouch dribbling down the sideline. Out front, Purvine. Here's KJ White working through the screen. White kicks. Oh, Pettigo got a hand on it, but it goes out of play. Nearly a turnover on Freed Hardeman with 1:09 to go.
You notice here Campbellsville's got out of that zone, Matt, and went man-to-man so they can switch on some screens.
2-point Campbellsville lead, 15 on the shot clock. White pitches it in, gets it right back. Now Satterley with Pettigo hanging out there. Purvine going to set the screen. Satterley picked up by Pritchett in the middle again. Contested shot, won't go. Pritchett the rebound. Campbellsville back the other way. Now would be a good time for that first Maddie Boyle bucket. 3, I should say.
Yep.
50 seconds to play. Campbellsville leads by 2. They've got the basketball. They take a timeout here as they'll discuss this possession. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. .58-56, 50 seconds to play. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly here at the Powell Center. And Benji, top 5's on notice today.
They
2
really
went down already. And a third one in a dogfight. Marion, who's also a top 5, knocked off Indiana Wesleyan on the road. And then Clark dropped one to, was that Benedictine? Who got Clark? I've lost the score
I've
here.
lost the score here. Benedictine, yes, out of
Benedictine got
Kansas.
Clark by a point, 62-61. So Campbellsville trying to make sure that a third top 5 does not lose.
That's a big possession here. Big possession.
Number 1 Dort will play here in just a bit. Do they have Hastings today maybe? Campbellsville to work. Pritchett holds it, 42 seconds. Pritchett wants Wilkes here. Boyle clears. They can't get it to Wilkes. Now they do. Wilkes going to go to work. She's fouled.
By Bender.
Bender fouls. All right, help me out, Benji. That was obvious by Bender. She really didn't try to go straight up.
No.
Was that,
I don't know. Oh, well.
By intent to make her earn them, I guess?
I
maybe?
guess
But you
so.
got a shot for her missing that bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. But Caitlin's, good free throw shooter, but make them earn them at the line. With the clock stopped, those are big free throws. This is a big one here to make it a 2-possession game.
Free throw here is good. So Campbellsville had struggled from the line a bit there late, last couple of moments, but Wilkes hits a couple. Campbellsville will send Maddie Nally in, little offense-defense here. And the Lady Tigers talking about how they'll attack this defensively. Satterley works right side and blocked, and that's why Coach Ginger High Colvin put Maddie Nally back in the game.
That long wingspan that Maddie's had, that's her second block here already this afternoon.
So 2 top 5s have lost at home already today. Campbellsville trying to make sure there's not a third. Long pass, they find Crouch right back to Satterley in the corner, defended by Pettigo. Satterley working inside, kicks it out. Bender won't shoot it. Crouch on around Purvine.
Blocked.
Purvine needed one more pass there. They would have had White.
Blocked.
It was blocked by Pritchett, blocked again. Freed still with it. Satterley going to throw one in with 9.7 remaining. And we get a timeout taken
We're
by...
going to advance it by Campbellsville.
So Ginger High Colvin will advance, and Campbellsville will no doubt put free throw shooters scattered across the floor. A 30-second timeout. They will advance it. Sarah Sutton checking in for CU. So with 9.7 here, Benji, for Campbellsville, the main thing,
Get it inbounds.
take care of it.
Take
Don't
care
turn
of
it over.
Don't turn it over, and get it to probably one of your better free throw shooters, because they are going to foul quickly.
Across the Mid-South here today,
Georgetown won big.
Big win over Cumberland. It says start of the 4th, but I thought that had already went final. That may
Yeah,
just
I
be
think
some
it is final.
bookkeeping there that they'll figure out. The Lady Tigers' season low in points this year, Benji, is the 74 in the loss to Indiana Wesleyan. So they are going to be held to a season low in points. We talked about Freed Hardeman's defense at the top of this broadcast, and it has not disappointed today. And in fact, it's given them an opportunity to win this basketball game with 9.7 seconds remaining. Lauren Lee to trigger it. Campbellsville will send Boyle to collect it. Crouch will come out quickly. Boyle willing to dribble it. Crouch will reach in and foul. So Maddie Boyle goes to the free throw line here for the Lady Tigers. Quickly jumping up is Maddie Nally. She'll check back in here. That's 4 on Crouch, should it matter at some point.
Big free throw here of Maddie.
2 shots for Maddie Boyle. The first one is good.
Big sigh of relief there from Maddie.
These are player of the year type free throws right here.
Absolutely. And that puts her in double digits.
She'll try to seal this ball game perhaps for Campbellsville, and she gets both. Coach Josh Epperson will take a timeout, and he will advance the ball as well with 6.7 seconds remaining. A full timeout taken by Coach Epperson. So they will advance, and here, Benji, for Freed, you can't wait on a good shot. You've got to have a quick one because you still need some time on the back end. You're going to need one more possession in here with an opportunity to work. So we'll step away, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the scenarios here. Campbellsville leads by 4 with 6.7 remaining. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network. 6.7 seconds remaining. Number 3, Campbellsville leads number 22, Freed Hardeman. Matt Payton, Benji Kelly here. And Benji, if you're Freed, try to open something up for a quick 3, or do you go for a quick 2 and hope for a free throw miss?
Both. And Campbellsville just needs to make sure that if it is a 3, they don't foul.
Pritchett falls down, slow getting up there, may have rolled an ankle. And now it's a long 3 from Crouch, no good. 1 second, Pettigo grabs it. That's where the buzzer will sound, and they're going to wave that. I think the whistle sounded, maybe the signal foul, but it was about simultaneous. And Campbellsville did a nice job there that last possession, Benji, to make sure that Freed Hardeman did not get a clean look. Crouch kind of held it and then realized, I just got to let this go, or we're beat anyhow. Fortunately, it was off the mark. And Freed Hardeman comes to the Powell Center without Kaylee Odom, and they push number 3 Campbellsville to the absolute limit. 62-58 will be the final score as the Lady Tigers pick up their 17th win of the season. They move to 17-1 on the year. They are 4-0 in Mid-South Conference play, all by themselves atop the league. Freed Hardeman 16-4 on the year, and they are now 2-2 inside of Mid-South Conference play. Ginger High Colvin picks up her 463rd win of her career, and she'll join us here in just a moment as she puts on the headset. Coach, I'm reminded of an old phrase you and I like to throw about. It wasn't pretty, but they don't grade them.
That's right.
At the end of the day, you got a W. That's a really good Freed Hardeman team. We knew defensively just how good. They've held opponents to 47 points a game on the season. They hold you today to a season-low 62, but you guys found a way to win when you weren't scoring 90 points.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. We want to be able to win when we have to grind some out, and being able to grind a game out like that, it's more beneficial to us, honestly, than a big win.
Right.
So I'm pleased with that, no doubt.
You kind of had to spread the wealth today. Early, Courtney Pritchett, who didn't score on Thursday, got going. Maddie Boyle got rolling in the second quarter. You got Wilkes going a bit. Bailey Pettigo hit big shots late. It was a combo effort. It's nice when you got somebody that can go out there and throw up 20 in a given night, but it's also nice to know you got 5 or 6 that contribute in different ways when you need it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And we just didn't get really good. We had some good looks. We didn't get good baskets. And we had a couple times when we were had some momentum going, and we missed some really big assignments and didn't really go with their scout. Didn't run some stuff we should have ran offensively. And but again, like I say, this game's going to be more beneficial to us in a lot of ways than if it would have been a blowout game.
Courtney Pritchett finishes with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. So the moniker Swiss today. She tied Mackenzie Lee for the most games played for a Lady Tiger ever, 138, and she found, in true Courtney Pritchett fashion, a number of different ways to impact the game and help you guys pull it out.
Yeah. She just does what she does. There were some big rebounds, too, that down the stretch I thought that she battled for, and we didn't rebound the ball. We had 10 rebounds at the half. And it's really hard to just convince your kids that you're going to get everybody's best effort. It's really hard to convince them until they're just put in that position. We've talked about it, but, Courtney always seems to rise to the top when we need her, and, we just want to be able to come out and play well and win games. And, like I say, it's all the little things that she does, all the little things that Bailey Pettigo does, all the little things Lauren Lee does. Maddie's been obviously by far, our best scorer up until this point. She and Kate, and so again, it was a good group effort, a good team effort.
And they just weren't going to let Maddie Boyle shoot threes today. They focused Fleming early. I think maybe late they went with Crouch a little bit, and they were doing all they could do to make sure that she did not get clean looks today. Yeah,
and that's good for us. That's good for us because if teams scout us, they see that, so gives us an opportunity to go and work on things and make sure we can get those things done in the future and work on them.
Maddie Nally, I thought, had a couple of big defensive possessions for you today, or stops, I guess I should say. And when you can throw her length in there late, she erased one, obviously is the one that probably comes to mind. But just it makes things difficult on teams, and a lot of times it's maybe from a position that you're not expecting. But when she flies in there with that 6'2" wingspan, it's a game changer.
Yeah, it helps. And, we've even put Maddie to guard in their post in practice, and that's just been a brain freeze for me. I was thinking about bringing some JV kids in to put some length on my 2 posts, and I thought, why would I do that when I've got Maddie Nally, and she's been guarding both of my bigs and doing a really good job, because you don't want to go against somebody the same size every time, and so she's helping us in practice just see a different look defensively. But she's quick, she can guard every position, and I just want to see her just continue to be more aggressive and do those things. But I'm proud of her for sure.
It's a couple days off, right back to it, Lindsey Wilson. You'll get to exhale a little next week. After the Lindsey Wilson game, you'll have the Saturday off. You'll almost be one trip through Mid-South Conference play. But
right.
The Blue Raiders just knocked off this team Thursday night. John Wethington's bunch starting to really figure some stuff out. A lot of new pieces and new names and faces for him, but very good ball club.
I think they were 8-0 at home till today. I don't know how their game turned out.
They started behind, so they're still
okay. So
it
they're
would be
still
earlier because of that time difference.
So they hadn't been beaten at home yet. So he's got some kids that play really hard that really just don't quit, and they're doing a really good job.
And just when you think you've got the NAI figured out, 2 top 5s lost at home today, and then you guys pushed to the absolute limit. So anybody's ball game, that's what makes this thing fun, right?
That's right.
I say fun. For you, maybe not sometimes, but
not fun. But, these games are fun to be a part of. I know and we got an amazing crowd here today. So, and everybody always wants a close game. It drives me crazy, but everybody always wants a close game. So I'm sure the fans were thrilled with that. We're not thrilled with that, but definitely happy with the win.
And I know, with the weather and stuff, you had some recruits here today. I know that's always getting them on campus and to be a part of this environment is, I would think, more beneficial than it being one of those games where it isn't so close or whatever. They get to see the best that Campbellsville University has to offer in this type of environment. Yeah,
and just the way the kids respond. And, I thought our kids kept their cool. We made some mistakes for sure, but I feel like they kept their cool, and I'm very pleased with that. And we got like you said, we've got some recruits on campus. We've got some very good recruits on campus.
If anyone want to make a commitment on the radio, you let me know. Television, we'll put the camera.
We'll bring you
here.
over and get the headset on you. Madison Faulkner, Madison Kaiser are in the house today. Not Madison Kaiser now.
Gregory.
Madison Gregory now, but Madison, they're here, and so it's a good opportunity to see them and have them in.
And oftentimes I will wear the broadcaster's jinx, and I guess I have to wear some of this, but I'm putting this on Jeremy Boyle. I wasn't aware that Maddie had hit a 3 in 37 straight games until he brought it to my attention Thursday evening. So I went and did the homework, and lo and behold, she did not hit one here tonight. So had that stayed dead and buried, who knows what may have happened here. But Boyle surpasses Emily Fox for what we think would be a school record, 37 threes. Didn't get one today, but those are 2 pretty good ones from that Lincoln County area.
Yeah, that's some really good ones. Lincoln County's been very good to us.
It has.
Has been very good
recently,
to us.
The Hall twins as well.
Hall twins. Emily
Caitlin
Fox,
Wilkes.
that name ring a bell. Caitlin Wilkes and Maddie Boyle, that's been a very good school. Montgomery County is a school that's been very good to us in the past. And
that Mackenzie Lee.
Mackenzie Lee, Courtney Danis, Whitney Lee. And now we've got, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out, Barron County's been pretty good to us right now. So it's fun to get those communities involved and get their kids, and close by people can come watch. I see up in the stands right now, some Monroe County people, and it's like Chandler. So the people to just come be able to watch 2 good games is a fun thing.
Coach, congratulations. We'll do it again here at home on Thursday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt.
Ginger High Colvin and the Lady Tigers pick up the win. Let's quickly run through some final game numbers here, and then we'll transition over to men's coverage in just a moment. For Campbellsville University, they finished 40.9% shooting here this afternoon, 18 of 44. They were 3 of 10 from deep, just 30%. Not a lot of opportunities, and credit to Coach Epperson's club for their defensive effort here today. 67.6% for Campbellsville. From the free throw line, they were 23 of 34. For Freed Hardeman, 39.3% overall today from the field. They were 22 of 56. 36% from long range, 9 of 25, and 55.5% from the free throw line. Just 5 of 9 today for Freed Hardeman. I think you can attribute some of that to the number of threes that they shot versus Campbellsville just shooting 10. Freed Hardeman shot 25 3-point field goals today. In terms of individual scoring, the Lady Tigers led by Maddie Boyle and Courtney Pritchett with 11 apiece. Pritchett finishing with 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in her 138th game for the Lady Tigers. She holds the program record for games started. She started all 138. She's now tied Mackenzie Lee for most games played in for a Lady Tiger. She and Bailey Pettigo will leave Campbellsville University as the winningest Lady Tigers in program history. They already have that mark. Wilkes today for Campbellsville. Caitlin Wilkes had 10 points, 9 each for Lauren Lee and Bailey Pettigo. So the starting lineup supplied most of the scoring for Campbellsville University here this afternoon. Lee finishing with 9 points and 3 assists. 5 points off the bench for Kayla Luby, 2 apiece for Tyra Flowers, Elizabeth Bertram, and Whitney Hay finished with 3 points in today's win. For Freed Hardeman, they were led by Rachel Satterley with 15 points today. They got a dozen off the bench from Kelsey Bender, who double-doubles. She had 12 points and 11 rebounds, and I was as impressed with Bender as anyone on the floor here today. 8 points for Kalia Fleming Eckerly, and 6 for KJ White. A couple of other Freed Hardeman players in the score column as well. They out-rebound Campbellsville 31-24 today. Most of that discrepancy coming on the offensive end, 9-4 in favor of the Lions. 13 assists, 8 steals, 13 turnovers for Campbellsville. 19 assists, 4 steals, 14 turnovers for Freed Hardeman. Enhanced scoring, Campbellsville the slight advantage in the paint. We were tied off turnovers, 13 each. Second chance points, 10-8 for the Lions. Bench points, 20-12. Again, the Lions the advantage there. 4 lead changes. The score was tied once. Largest lead for Campbellsville, 13. For Freed Hardeman, it was 7. The Lady Tigers win it here today. Final score, 62-58. We'll step away here, come back after this extended break, and bring you the starting lineups, pregame coverage for the Tigers as they battle number 7, Freed Hardeman, here in the Powell Center. You're following Tiger basketball on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.